How I lost $2,000 shorting Amazon stock. So this was not the greatest experience for me, but it was definitely a learning experience. And I know I don't talk too much about stocks on this channel, but I do trade a good amount, and I'm actually wanting to get more into trading in my daily lives, as part of a pivot that I'm making here with this whole Rona situation. I'm pivoting and I'm learning day trading. I've been wanting to learn day trading for a long time, and I've been off and on for many years now. And so far this year, in 2020, I was up about $5,000, a little over $5,000 in trading profits, and then I lost $2,000 because I shorted Amazon stock. So let me go ahead and explain. In this video, I'll be talking about what rules I broke and why I did lose 2,000 instead of like 200. So all my rules and what I need to be following, what rules I broke with this exact trade. And really this whole thing for me is a learning experience. I'm trying to remind myself not to focus on the daily profits, but to focus on the green days, the overall day finished green, not that the overall day finished up a couple hundred or down a couple hundred or whatever the number is. So let's go ahead now and jump into why and how and where my mind was at when I lost $2,000 shorting Amazon. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what's going on my laptop here just to show you the chart. So this is basically the bottom right here. This is like, where the market was coming down, 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 and then March 23rd, we hit all-time lows and hit the bottom. And a lot of people were saying that we were going to bounce and then retest those lows and head to lower lows. And so I just was watching a ton of YouTube videos, seeing everywhere that everybody was thinking it was going to head lower. And so man, it's a big learning experience. And so my whole rule, one of my rules is to always go long. At least right now in the beginning, always just go long, keep things simple, go long. And then my next rule is to, before I enter the trade, before I make that purchase, I need to know where is my stop loss and where is my ideal exit, okay? And then I need to be able to cut. When that stop loss is triggered, I need to be able to cut that loss off, move on, reassess, and figure out what is the next move. So what I did with this trade was, it's definitely true. Once you start to get a bunch of greens and you start to make some good money, your confidence starts to take the wheel, and you start to think that you're smarter than you really are, and you start to think that you know exactly what the market is going to do. And then when the market does something different, you're like, no, I'm still right. The market is wrong. I'm still right, and the market will do what I thought it was going to do. And that's not the case here. So the market bounced off the lows, came up to, I'm talking about Amazon stock here. So, market bounced up the lows, came up, but Amazon bounced off of the low of about 1600, 1640, and then came up to the high 1900s. So around 1970. Now, when it came up to like the high 1900s, I went ahead and got short. I shorted, and this is a different trade, but this is just what led to my confidence being too high. But basically I shorted it around, I think it was around here. It was around 1980, 1978, somewhere around there. I shorted it, held it overnight. It then gapped down. Right here, you can see it kind of gapped down, and then I sold it for about a $1,200 profit, and I was super happy about that. Holding it for just a day, making over $1,000 was like, that's what I need to be at, regularly. So I was thinking, all right, this, the next couple days pass, and here's the next couple days right here, I shorted right there, it comes down, I'm in the money, I'm happy. And so I'm hearing in the news that it's gonna be falling further. And so I'm like, oh, well, I need to, next time Amazon spikes up, I need to get short again. Now I'm already breaking my first rule, which is do not go short, because it's just too complicated. Like I don't have the brain power to mess with that right now. But I was breaking my rule and I was profiting from it, and I was like, whatever, I'll just keep on going. So the next day, I think it was like right here, or one of the next days, I see Amazon gaps up and then starts to go down, and I made some money that day. I think I made like 150 bucks on the gap up and then falls down because I was shorting it again. And so then it comes down and then it starts to go back up. And so I go ahead and short it again, thinking that it's going to then the next day just completely wash out. Well, it didn't. This was basically the start of the massive Amazon rally that just happened recently. Right now I'm shooting this on April 14th. As you can see, this is the massive days that followed. And basically I got short at around 1950. So it was around this day. I shorted about 20, I think my starting position was like 10 shares. And then as the stock went against me, I was like, okay, that's fine. Let it go against me. I'll keep adding my position because I know that it's going to come down. I know based on everybody in the market, CNBC, YouTubers, everybody is saying that the stock market is going to crash again. So I'll be completely fine. I'll just keep adding as it goes against me. The other rule that I broke was also that I didn't have an exit. I didn't have like a stop loss and I didn't have an ideal exit. So my stop loss was not set, so I didn't know when to actually get out of this trade. And I just kept adding as it went against me. And I thought that it was going to pull back, but as you can see here on this day, it's just full of green candles. Right here, it just went tick, 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 tick. So I'm getting squeezed big time. And I'm still thinking, it's gonna come back down. I'm watching all these YouTube videos. I'm thinking it's going to come back down. Meanwhile, my loss is like, I think it was like 800 to 1,000 at that point. I'm like, I'm not too worried. I've held Amazon longer. One time, my largest unrealized loss with Amazon was like $4,500. Roughly $5,000. And then the stock came back and I was able to cash out for a profit with that trade in the past. So that is not a good technique. That's not even a good strategy at all. You do not want to just short and hold and just wait. You should have like your stop loss, you should have your ideal exit, and then you should have a plan. And I didn't have a plan. And so that's why it really bit me hard. So the whole next day, it just tick, tick, tick against me. And I'm thinking, okay, great. We had no pullback that day. At the end of the day, I went ahead and added to my position again, added to my short position because I'm trying to get my average up. And then I'm like thinking, okay, next day we'll have a pullback. It'll come back down and I can just get out of this position and just kind of take a small loss or take a break even, whatever, maybe even take a profit. Well, the next day it gaps up and now it's up above support, like way above, and it's in the 2000s. And I'm freaking out, like my stress level is getting higher and I'm like, crap, is this thing going to come back down? If I sold now for $1,000 loss, $1,500 loss, am I going to regret it when it does come back down? Because I was just thinking in my head, like this thing is going to come back down. It's only a matter of time when it's going to come back to the 1900s. Obviously you can see here on this chart that right now it's at it's basically at $2,300, like 10 bucks off of $2,300. So eventually I just was like, you know what, screw this pain. I want to just be done with this. I sold it. I sold all shares. I was flirting between 20 shares to 30 shares, went up to 35 shares, was just trying to manage the average price that I had. So, pretty much I sold out of everything at 2026. So like 25 bucks, 26 bucks over 2,000. So that was about a loss per share of like, 70 bucks, 80 bucks loss per share, $2,000 total in a loss. And the whole time I was thinking around that whole time selling it, I was like, if this thing comes back down, I'm gonna have so much regret. Well, after I closed that trade and I took my $2,000 loss, which wasn't the biggest deal because I was already up. Like I said, this year I was up about $5,000, $5,500 or something. So coming back down to $3,500 in gains, it's not the end of the world. This by far does not even hurt me. And that's another thing that I have mentally. Just real quick, I wanna just tell you that I get I'm so much more drastically affected when I lose money than when I gain money. Like if I made $10,000, I'm like, cool, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a good day. If I lost 2,000 or 5,000, I'm freaking devastated. And that tells me something about my mentality. It's like, why does it hurt me so much more to lose money? And then when I make money, it's not like euphoria, like it's not super high for me, So I'm still putting money on a pedestal and I still let money affect my mentality, my personality way more than it really should. But anyway, I cut that off, I closed that trade, and and I felt a ton of relief just being done with it. And obviously I was mad about $2,000 loss, but I can make back $2,000 over the coming weeks or a month pretty easily. I probably, by the end of April, I'll probably have recovered all of my loss, because for the most part, I'm green every single day. Like today I finished with about $130 green, which is small. 130 bucks is nothing, but I'm not trying to focus on the amount, the profit amount right now. I'm trying to focus on the consistency of green days and green trades. Trying to just be consistent and get the wins down, because then it's going to be easy to change my share size from 10 to 100 or 200. It's just a click of a button to change the share size, and then you just got to be there mentally to be okay with having larger losses and larger gains. But right now I'm just trying to swing the bat. I'm showing up to practice, I'm swinging the bat, I'm trying to get the movements of the market down, and just, I don't know, all this stuff is very mentally taxing. By the way, hit that thumbs up button, give me a little bit of like, encouragement, support. I'm over here sharing my losses. You rarely see these people on YouTube sharing their losses. Everybody is always talking about how much money they made, and here's how I made this much money. And it's like this one guy that I follow, dude makes like 25 to 50 grand a day on average. His name's Mir Barak. If you want to go follow him, he's awesome. Awesome, dude, I've learned so much from him. Anyway, he makes big money per day, but when he loses, I don't really see too many of his videos talking about his losses. He does got some, but I'm just saying that like a lot of YouTubers are not publicly talking about their losses. They'll talk about their gains all day long, but when they lose money, you don't even hear from them. So give me a little bit of likes and help the video out. Just hit me with a like or leave a comment below for me sharing this painful story of mine. Anyway, the regret is not there, because as you can see on this chart, the freaking stock took off. Amazon is now at $2,300. So I am just so relieved that I cut my loss at $22,026. Like, this loss would have been like 7 grand, and fortunately it's a $2,000 loss. And the rules that I broke here is that I didn't have a stop loss. I didn't follow any kind of stop loss. I added to a loser. Like the trade was going against me, and I just kept adding and adding with no real stop loss in mind. I entered the trade without even knowing what I'm risking. So now I have rules. I printed out my rules, put them on my computer, and I'm going to know, because I'm going to know before I buy, I'm going to know what my stop loss is. That's going to dictate my position size. So I'll be like, okay, right now if I bought it, let's say it's $5 off of where my stop loss is. So if I get 10 shares and it does stop me out, triggers my stop, I will have lost $50. Knowing that, okay, $50 is my downside risk. My upside risk is, well, it looks like if it returns to the highs, that's about $7, $10 away. So, I'm looking at like $100 up, $50 loss. So I'm actually doing those calculations before entering a trade, which it's made me miss out on trades, because I'm sitting there doing the numbers, trying to figure out my share size. And then meanwhile, the stock just goes ahead and goes higher and higher. And then I'm like, well, crap, now it just moved up more than $5. Now it's up $8 off my stop loss. So now I get to recalculate my position size and all that kind of stuff. You need to be thinking about this stuff if you're not thinking about this. And if you're shorting in these markets, just don't, all right? If I go long, I can, worst case, which I will not do, but worst case, I could just hold it for a long period of time. These markets right now have been hammered, and they are so low that yes, we still think, right now the S&P is at $2,800, $2,840. And yes, it could return back to the lows. It's not likely, in my opinion, now that I'm seeing that this thing is just going up, up, up and away. I really don't see the S&P coming back down to the lows. It could, whatever, but I really do think that we're gonna, it's gonna pull back. It's gonna somewhat, retrace a little bit, but I really think it's gonna keep on hiking upwards, or even just consolidate at these higher levels. So that's all I just really wanted to share, is the rules that I broke, why I broke those rules, and how I'm not going to break those rules moving forward. I'm only gonna be going long. I'm gonna know my stop loss before I actually click that buy button. I'm gonna follow my stop loss. I'm gonna be patient, because another thing that's happening is that I set my stop loss, let's say right here, and then the stock is, getting close to that stop loss, but I just go ahead and this happened to me yesterday. I went ahead and just cut the trade off even before I was really stopped out. And then right after I cut the trade off, the stock surges and it goes up several points and I miss out because I got too nervous. So I'm gonna stick to my stop loss, set it and stick to it and follow it, and just, keep my mind in check, keep my size small. I really do wanna master day trading. I wanna be able to take my money into my own hands and be able to grow my account and not have to just do it passively like a lot of people do. They just buy mutual funds and then they go and work on something else. I want to be able to have fun with my own money and grow my money within my control. So I've been wanting to learn day trading and practicing off and on for like 8 years now. And so I'm just going to keep on keeping on with it. And I'll share some of my wins and losses on the YouTube channel. Again, leave a comment below if you have any questions for me, want to chat it up in the comments, hit that thumbs up button, or hit the thumbs down button if you hate me. Just hit the thumbs down button. I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.